GB News presenters humiliated as snooker champ blasts. Must be a slow news day. GB News Eamonn, Holmes and Ellie Costello were left embarrassed after snooker champion Shaun Murphy blasted their line of questioning. GB News Eamonn, Holmes and Ellie Costello returned to their breakfast program alongside sports presenter Paul Coyte for a special segment which included an interview with snooker champion Shaun Murphy. After opening up about his success in the current World Snooker Championship 2025, their chat quickly took an unexpected turn as the star slammed their line of questioning. Following a serious question about men and women playing together on the snooker tour, Ellie asked Shaun, "We were talking about your choices of shirts earlier on in the program because you would often choose to wear a white shirt, wouldn't you? But generally speaking, in snooker you'd wear all black, wouldn't you?" Hitting back at the query about his fashion, the snooker star remarked, "Geez, it must be a slow news day." Shaun shared his disbelief and stated, "We're discussing my shirt choices," to which Paul seemingly sensed the awkwardness and interjected, "I like them, honestly." Ellie added, "It makes you stand out, Shaun," while the sports presenter continued, "Ronnie O'Sullivan always wears black and you seem to be harking back to the proper old days of snooker, Shaun." The player shared, "I think I'm just an old soul, to be honest. I think I was probably born in the wrong era. I like the traditional look, I like the old dress shirts, the waistcoats and stuff, I like all of that." After thanking the presenters for their compliments, Shaun added, "There's room for a bit of color. The dress code is quite strict in snooker, but it does permit for a little bit of freedom and a bit of character. Just everyone wears black and white." Reflecting back a few years, Paul shared, "When it used to be the afternoon sessions, it used to be just a lounge suit and just a regular tie instead of black tie." The presenter suggested, "Maybe, that could be in the sartorial elegant man that you are, maybe it's time to go back to that for the afternoons." "Do you know why they stopped doing that?" Shaun said as he divulged, "I think one of the broadcasters got in a bit of trouble because they started showing afternoon matches as evening matches and claiming they were live. And then dress code caught them out," the snooker star added to the shocked hosts. Eamonn, Holmes blasts Donald Trump as president suffers major blow, "The man is a joke." The U.S. president is under pressure to address America's economic woes. Eamonn, Holmes has hit out at President Trump in a scathing rant on GB News. The U.S. president is under pressure to address America's economic woes after a bleak projection emerged today. The U.S. economy shrank 0.3% in the first 3 months of the year as firms stockpiled imports ahead of Trump's tariffs. It has sparked fears that America will be plunged into a crippling recession, but top White House officials have played down such forecasts. Speaking on GB News, Eamonn was less than impressed with the man who marked 100 days in power yesterday. "I sit and smile because it's theater. I just think the man is a joke," he said. "I think this is a game he plays. If I was any good at politics, I would take him on. If he shouts at you, you shout at him louder." He asked political analyst Tim Hames if Trump has nous as a politician or if he is thinking more about the future post-presidency. Hames said on GB News, "I think the psychology of a business deal is really quite important to him. The mindset is not one of a professional politician." To the great frustration of many European political leaders, they think the question he should be asking himself of Vladimir Putin is this a good man or not? Trump doesn't think about that. He thinks that's irrelevant. The relevant question is, what does he want? Where do we find this mid-position? That's the reason why, whether it's dealing with Russia or China or even curiosities like North Korea or even backchannels like Iran, everything is about the art of the deal. His notion of the negotiation is, you start with an outrageous opposition. The idea of, I have achieved everything. Trump's trade advisor Pete Navarro has told journalists that data showing the U.S. economy shrank in the first quarter should be positive news. He said the data has been skewed by an uptick in imports. "What happened with the numbers today is that we had a fairly extraordinary surge of imports, driven by the rest of the world trying to get their products in here before the tariffs," he says. "Next time, that won't be the case at all, and it will reverse." He pointed to a 22% increase in domestic investment, which he described as literally off the charts. Navarro also blamed the previous Biden administration, saying Trump inherited a tremendously bad set of economic policies.